A fiery storm erupted on GB News last night as Norman Baker and Penny clashed in a blistering on-air showdown over breaking reports of Russian suicide drones entering Polish airspace. Was this a reckless accident or a chillingly deliberate act by Putin to test NATO's red lines? Accusations of deception, hypocrisy, and dangerous brinkmanship flew across the studio, with both guests refusing to back down. As the exchange grew sharper, the tension reached boiling point, ending in a moment that left the entire panel and the audience stunned. But the real question remains, what is Moscow truly playing at? Watch the clip.
Did you know over 95% of our viewers aren't subscribed? Subscribing is free and helps us create more great content. Hit subscribe now and join our community.
What we witnessed on GB News was more than just a heated studio clash. It was a reflection of the wider geopolitical chaos. Putin's tactics remain clear. Deception, probing, and brinkmanship, carefully designed to test NATO without triggering Article 5. The hypocrisy within NATO itself, bold words but little action, only deepens the crisis. This isn't merely about drones over Poland. It's about Moscow calculating just how far it can push before the West blinks. Share your thoughts. Was this drone incident just an accident, or Putin's chilling message to NATO?
It is deliberate. It's quite clear. I mean, what Russia is doing is testing NATO as to whether NATO is going to respond or not. One attack on a NATO country is an attack on all NATO members, according to the Article 5 of the NATO treaty. So is NATO going to do anything about this, or isn't it? You've got to remember as well that Poland's been the country that's been most supportive of Ukraine in Eastern Europe, and therefore it's no accident they've chosen Poland to go into. I think Putin's got this mad idea of recreating the Soviet Union as it was, and all the Eastern European countries become kind of satellites, as Belarus is to Russia, and that's where he wants to go. I mean, the man is out of control.
Yeah. What are the options on the table now for NATO? I mean, you're not going to start war with Russia, are you, over a number of drones?
Well,
not over a number of drones, but there'll need to be a response.
That's what they relied on. Why doesn't somebody just send a missile over Moscow?
Well, I mean, the thing is, do you activate NATO if Russia goes 1 mile into NATO country, or 2 miles, or 5 miles? At what point do you say we're going to respond to this? And that's what Putin is trying. He's trying to see how far he can go and get away with it.
Yeah. See that emergency tone we got on our phones on Sunday? That
alert. Yeah.
Do you think that's related? Do you think that's related to all this, to warn us that there's a strike on the way?
They've done it before, though, haven't they? They did it a few years ago, before all this, before the invasion of Ukraine. So I think they are testing it. But yes, I mean, there will be conspiracy theorists who say that it was possibly to do with that. Of course, there's also Finland, which has got a huge long border, and the Russian. I think it's was he the foreign minister who was sort of saying, stop massing on the border, so that we've got. I think I agree with you.
And then we've got what went on in Qatar yesterday as well, Norman, and America's reaction to this. Now, did America know about this, or didn't they know about this? What's going on here?
Well, they said that, according to Telegraph, which is a paper I'm looking at now, first of all, it's been condemned by the White House press secretary. Now, whether it's condemned by Trump in the same terms is not necessarily clear, because he's not always in line with his staff. But that Caroline Levitt said that he feels very badly, made his thoughts and concerns about this very clear during conversation with Netanyahu, which it appears to be after the event. And it also says in the paper that the US was not informed by Israel in advance and found out from its own US military sources.
Do you think that's correct? Do you think Israel could have operated this strike without permission from the US?
Yes, I think they do, because basically Trump has given Israel carte blanche to do what it wants in the Middle East, and he's running riot, Netanyahu. And I think just as NATO is being tested by Putin, I think Israel is testing the US. Are you going to actually control us? Because you've now got the most far-right Israeli government in history, with all sorts of human rights abuses. We've got Netanyahu determined to keep the war going, because if he doesn't keep the war going, he'll be up in court for offences which are postponed for the time being. And we've got a US president who's been compliant and done nothing about it. And four US presidents would have exercised constraint on Israel. I mean, not doing that.
Donald Trump was saying yesterday he feels really badly about this strike, but they feel bad. I mean, you saw with Caroline Levitt last night talking about Qatar being a friend and an ally. They've been the main mediator, the key mediator in these peace talks.
And I know that Israel has said, nobody from Hamas is safe, but you just think, hold on a second, they were in another country.
Sovereign country.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So
having peace talks, apparently, with the Qatari.
Having peace talks, yeah, exactly.
Let's talk.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Next UK, your go-to for real stories and sharp analysis.